When you're first starting out on Fiverr, as soon as possible on day one, sign up to be a seller, because it's really an important thing to level up on Fiverr, because it takes time to level up, actual physical time. So let me explain to you seller levels and what to do on each level. So when you first start out, you have no level. You're at ground level. You're just a seller. A basic seller can create 7 gigs. And you can create a couple of gig extras and all that. We'll talk about gig extras later in the course. Don't worry about it. But the idea is you're able to create 7 gigs. And every gig, which is, you can think of a gig as a service you provide, different service. It means people can find you in 7 different ways. The very first mistake new sellers make is that they only create 1 or 2 gigs. And so that immediately limits the number of ways buyers can find them. But the standard practice is, on day one, right now, register, create 7 different gigs for 7 different services. They may be very similar service, but phrased in a different way for SEO purposes, or they might be different. Like maybe one is logo design, another one is website design, another one is maybe mobile app design. Who knows? I don't know what you're planning to sell, but just different services or different phrasings of services so that people can find you in different ways. And then when you get to level 1, you see you need to complete at least 60 days as a seller. Meaning if you start being a seller today, which is what I'm suggesting to you, if you start being a seller today, then you only have to wait 60 days. If you become a seller tomorrow, then you have to wait 61 days. You see, so the sooner you become a seller, the longer you have to wait. That's why I'm urging you to do it today. Now, the rest of the requirements are pretty basic. Earn at least $400. It's not that difficult in 60 days. I mean, if you're pretty active, you will probably make $400 and complete at least 10 orders. It's not that hard. If you find a way to make sales, it's not that hard to get some orders, because you really get 60 days. It's 2 months. And you have to have a 4.7 rating. It's, again, not everybody has that, but it's not that hard as long as you provide a good service and you care about your clients. And the rest of the requirements are really easy to get right. For example, don't receive warnings on your account, like don't violate any policies. Make sure you deliver 90% of your orders on time. Make sure you have a good response rate to people who message you. That's fine. That's very doable. The hard part here is waiting 60 days. But if you do, you see you get 10 active gigs. When you first start, you get 7 gigs, which is 7 ways people find you. But at level 1, you get 10 active gigs, which is really the most important part of being level 1, more gigs. Then for level 2, you get to have 20 gigs when you level up. And 20 gigs is plenty, because there's 20 different services you can offer. So this is plenty of gigs for most people. And this is where you get all the perks, like having more upsells you can make, and so on and so on. But the most important thing is that it takes time to level up. You see, level 2 seller, you have to have 120 days. That's approximately 4 months. So it's not immediately. And then this top rated seller, that's if you're handpicked. Not everybody gets to be a top rated seller. Some people wait years and years to get this, and it's somebody on Fiverr staff has to decide that you're great. We can't control this, but we can control getting up to level 2. And it starts with, first, create your 7 active gigs today, become a seller today, so that the countdown to 60 days and $400 and 10 orders starts now. So before the next video starts, make sure you are a seller right now so that the time starts. And before the course ends, make sure that you will have created your 7 gigs. You don't have to create your 7 gigs now, because during the course, I'll be giving you a better idea what your gigs should be, how to write them, all that. But at least right now, make sure you're a seller.